welcome to Live at 0 BPM, bringing live music to you tonight. It's the Dave Tull Trio featuring Dave Tull, Quinn Johnson, and Kevin Axe. If you care to donate, click on the donate/tip jar link in the description or on our website at live@0bpm.com/tip jar. You can also tip on Venmo at ZEROBPM. And now, let's get to the music with your host, Grammy Award-winning percussionist and mallet player, Billy Holting.
I guess I ran the wrong direction through a one-way intersection, but how was I supposed to know?
Hey, everybody out there in internet land, thanks for coming back to another show. I am really excited about tonight, and I know I say that every week, but Dave Tull and I went to college together. We do it together. We've known everybody for years, and several years ago, they were passing around this track on the internet, and I was, man, that singer sounds familiar, and it was Dave, and he's done a killer job. He's an amazing singer. He's a great scat singer, and his songs are really fun. I think you're really going to enjoy tonight. But again, we are completely listener supported. So if you're out there and you want to send a tip in, I think it's in the descriptions on YouTube and Facebook. I will post it in the chat rooms. I will also flash it on the screen occasionally. Every bit matters. No amount is too small. No amount is too large. So, but without further ado, let me get the guys on here. Hey, Dave, how you guys doing?
We're good. Actually, I can't speak for everybody else. Kevin may be actually doing terribly, but at least I'm doing good. Everything's good.
Okay. Well, let's, like the guy says, let's get to the music.
Let's do it. Well, Billy, thanks for having us in. And we're going to start off with a tune. And I will tell a little story ahead of this tune. This tune was written, it's on my first CD, which is, the CD is called I Just Want to Get Paid. That's the name of the CD. And this tune was written after an experience at the very ritzy country club down in Orange County, playing a little gig there. And in between tunes, I happened to overhear two gentlemen. They were standing right in front of the drums talking, and the one was complaining about how much he was having to spend on repairs to his yacht. I know that's a problem you have, Quinn, constantly. But anyway, Tom Kubis was on the gig, and he turned to me and he said, wow, these people really don't know what the blues are at all. And I said, yeah. I said, maybe they just get the blues every other day. And on the drive home, I started thinking about this tune, and here it is. So we're going to do this, and we're going to start with a few choruses of angst-ridden E-flat blues from Quinn Johnson, and we'll get into it. So here it is.
All right.
Money, more than you will ever see, but that don't mean I ain't got troubles always following me. You know it's hard to get by when you've got so much to lose. I ain't crying every day, but every other day I have the blues. One day I heard Joe Williams singing how he's always feeling blue. I pulled my Porsche off the road and shouted, brother, I'm with you. Although we live very different lives, you know we've all got to pay our dues. I ain't down as much as Joe was, but every other day I have the blues. Let me tell you about this now. Well, on Monday I found out my butler's asking for a raise. And Wednesday I got drunk and broke a $1,000 vase. My chef was sick on Friday and he never did appear. I had to cook for myself, and that's the second time this year. You see, my life is no pleasure cruise, 'cause every other day I got the blues. Yeah, there's more. Well, on Sunday I played poker and I lost a couple grand. And Tuesday I played tennis, got a blister on my hand. I play the horses Thursdays and I always lose my share. But like Joe Williams said, nobody ever seems to care. You wouldn't want to walk a mile in my shoes. Nah, 'cause every other day I got the blues. Yeah. Oh, I gotta sing now. Kevin S. Ah. Man. Yes, every other day I truly have the blues. Some days I get so annoyed I just have to hang my head and cry. Take, for example, the day the freight elevator in my mansion was out of order. Well, my afternoon nap was completely ruined by the sound of the servants clattering up and down the stairs. Then there was a day I left my Ferrari parked across the property at the stables. So by the time the valet could bring it back to me, I'm running a little behind. I get down to the athletic club for lunch, and the maitre d' has given away my favorite table. Then today I hear from my pilot. He says my jet can't fly this weekend because it needs engine maintenance. Well, there goes my trip to Banff. I know, I could fly first class on American or something, but I gotta tell you, I cannot stand flying on those commercial airlines. No. Oh. Now what would Joe say I should do about feeling blue half the time? Guess I could pack my suitcase up and just move halfway down the line. But then I'd miss my giant house with its panoramic view. Oh, I guess I'll always wonder why 3 days a week I've got to cry. But I'll just let my life roll by, and every other day I'll have the blues. Yes, it's time to let those teardrops fly, 'cause every other day I got the blues. What a band.
That was great. Oh, there I am. Hey, that's fantastic, man. This is so much fun, and the people out there are loving it. We have a lot of regulars here. Let me run through. Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. And Chris Blondal, who just played last week, is here from Tahunga. Diana from Texas is here, and she says, love the keyboard player. She loves a great band. Phil, our friend from the Great White North, is here. Chris from Hawaii. He was the first one to write a comment. He just said, I already like this. And it was like the first bar, the first tune.
There we go.
Let's see. Wayne is here. Tom Marino, who's an old friend of ours.
Tom Marino, my roommate from college. Yeah.
And Anna, who went to college with us also. Dave is here. She lives out in Las Vegas, so hi to Las Vegas. Toby is here. She says she loves the big-ass bass, Kevin. So, and Rochelle is here. She's just like, wow. And Rochelle's from Vallejo, so it's great to see Rochelle there. She said, this song is awesome. There's so many comments, it's hard to get to everything. And then Christy from D.C. is here also. And if I miss out, Nathaniel's here. And Two Fly Bry is here from Chicago. Chris Stark says, this is just beyond awesome. Dave lyrics are phenomenal. And what a voice. The whole band is killing it. And that's just the first tune.
How can I possibly keep this up?
You can. I know. Dave gave me a set list. Might be one of the first to have done that. So I got the fancy titles for you. If anybody notices out there, I got new studio lights, so that everybody's better lit. I think it looks better already. I may get more. And I've got some new titles up for the song titles, some animated graphic stuff that I've been working with. So now Nathaniel says, sounds great. Let's see. And let's see, we'll have some more comments in a little bit, but also our first two tips have come in from our two most regular tippers, Andre, who's a guitar player, and Chris, our friend from the big island of Hawaii. So thank you, guys. And if you want a tip, I will flash that up on the screen during the next tune, so you can check it out, but it's pretty easy. And we also have Dan from Seal Beach, North America, Seal Beach. So hi, Dan. Welcome. And Troy King is here.
Hey, Troy.
Troy says I need to sing a duet with Dave, but I can't sing, so that would be terrible. It would make Dave sound even better.
Maybe I'll write a speaking role for him. Yeah.
There we go. That's what I need. So, do you want to intro this next song, or?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll just jump right in. So, well, you're discovering that I write some songs that are about just stuff that I've seen, and this is directly from the experience of the rhythm section playing in clubs. And it's all about that person who comes and sits right in front of the band and then really doesn't listen to the band at all. You've never seen anybody like that, have you, Quinn? Never? Never. But he's in rarefied air, but I've unfortunately been experiencing that. This is also off the I Just Want to Get Paid CD, and it's called You're Talking Too Loud, and here we go. Oh yeah, I've got to remember the beginning of it, don't I? I totally forgot about the, yes. No. Thank you. I met my buddy at the club to hear the jazz band swinging. The first set, we talked kids and work when my cell phone wasn't ringing. The second set, we swapped some jokes and had some good guffaws. The band was great, I think, so we gave them some applause. But when we rose to leave, the singer handed me a note. And though I was quite drunk, I'll not forget the words he wrote. 1, 2, 1, 2. You're in a club to hear jazz melodies, but your laugh sounds like Tarzan calling out from the trees. If you're booming like a thundercloud, you're talking too loud. If you have to shout every word that you say, so we're all forced to hear the details of your day. If you're being glared at by the crowd, well, you're probably talking too loud. The band trying to play never gets in your way. You just tell your joke that much stronger. You sit right down front, you spill your drink, you laugh so loud your face turns pink, then wonder why the band breaks. Keep on getting longer. You're in your own world, not a thing we can do. You're not even aware that I'm singing about you. A mix of ignorant and proud. Don't you know you're talking too loud? club to hear jazz melodies, but your laugh sounds like Tarzan calling out from the trees. If you're booming like a thundercloud, you're probably talking too loud. If you have to shout every word that you say, so we're all forced to hear the details of your day. If you're being glared at by the crowd, well, you're probably talking too loud. The band trying to play never gets in your way. You just tell your joke that much stronger. You sing right down front, you spill your drink, you laugh so loud your face turns pink, then wonder why the band breaks. Keep on getting longer. You're in your own world, not a thing we can do. You're not even aware that I'm singing about you. Oh, a mix of ignorant and proud. You know you're talking too loud. Yeah, you're talking too loud. You're talking too loud. You're talking too loud.
Yeah. Well, I know you have a bunch of new fans. And Dave, your stuff's available online, right?
It is absolutely available online.
So go find that. I'll try to find a link while you're playing and put it in the chat room so they can go right to Apple Music or Spotify or where.
Yeah.
Is it on both?
It's everywhere.
Cool.
Yeah, and then if you want the hard copy CD, which nobody does anymore, but they're great because you have a signature. You can show them to people. You have an actual object in your hand. Those can be purchased directly from me on my website, which is davidtull.com. So
davidtull.com.
David.
It's on your kick drum.
Yeah, it's on the kick drum. I don't know if you got a camera.
I'll try to get a close-up of that later. I just took my picture off the screen so they can see it.
Yeah, you can't do davetull.com because somebody else already has it. Probably somebody named Dave Tull, I would think. But yeah, I'm going to send Quinn after him. You have connections in your... Anyway, davidtull.com. So
we got a bunch of comments, and actually we got another tip from Tom, our good buddy Tom Marino. So thank you, Tom, for that.
Double tips.
And Ginger, I know, is lurking here because she's texting me. She hasn't participated in the chat rooms yet, but I hope she will. Let's see. Jennifer Rabuchin is here, and so is Brad. Brad says, Dave Tull in the house. And then he said, I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Oh.
So also, Paul said, sounding great, Dave. And Stephen said, Kevin, how could you? I'm not exactly sure what he means. Maybe he'll tell us. But and then Troy King is in the house, and he says, what did he say? Troy said, mix it tight, Billster, and the band, oh my God. I'm guessing that's a compliment that you guys sound great. So
usually OMG is good.
Yeah.
Unless there's a piano falling on you.
And the Dan that I mentioned before is the Dan that who was the executive producer for your last album, Texting and Driving.
Oh, of course.
So he says hi from Dan, Susan, and Tom.
Yeah, Dan, Tom, those folks are great supporters of great artists, and I'm not the only one, but it's so great good to have you online, Dan and Susan. Always a pleasure. Yeah.
And Steve also says hello. So thanks you, everybody. And Chris Stark, our friend from Hawaii, almost never misses a show as a guitar player, but he says poignant yet hilarious. So they're really liking it. And I will send this to you separately, Dave, but somebody had an idea for another rhyming word for the Tarzan line.
Oh.
It says, if your laugh sounds like Tarzan calling out loud from a tree in search of his friend Cheetah, the chimpanzee.
Oh, well, I'll take that into account. The song's already been published, so it's a little too late,
Okay. Well, maybe you could consult with Joyce before you do the next album.
Yeah, of course.
So, let's get on to more poignant yet hilarious music.
Poignant and hilarious. Well, okay, so I have two CDs. The last two tunes over from the first one of mine, which is "I Just Want to Get Paid," and the second CD is from 2018, and it's called "Texting and Driving." And so we're going to do the title track from that, and this is called "The Texting Song." And I don't know what to tell you. We're just going to do it.
Cool.
Starts off with Kevin Axe. That's what I'll tell you.
Well, let's get Kevin on the screen here then.
How could I?
Oh, well, he meant, how could you play such an awesome solo? He just wrote in there. So thanks for clearing that up, Stephen.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go again.
Whenever. All right, now I've got to make sure I don't count this off too fast because it has a lot of lyrics and they go by real quick. So buckle your seatbelts. Let's see. Right here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I started texting and forgot that I was steering. Wait a minute. I never do that, but I'm going to start right at the top because I forgot a lyric, and I want all the lyrics on this one. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I started texting and forgot that I was steering. I jumped the curb before I noticed I was veering. But I'm due to tweet, and I got something to say. So if you're crossing the street, you best get out of the way. No need to stand there looking so perplexed. I just got to send a text. If I was looking, I would see your eyes are rolling. But you should know this isn't something I'm controlling. When I hear that tone, the knee-jerk action is clean. My hands reach for the phone, my eyes jump to the screen. Every muscle action is reflexed. I just gotta send a text. I'm driving 50 miles per hour, looking down at my hands, trying to reply to something somebody said. I guess I ran the wrong direction through a one-way intersection. But how was I supposed to know the light was red? I know I ought to pay attention to my driving. But another instant message is arriving. When my iPhone beckons, I just gotta reply. I can't wait 10 seconds, though I'll probably die. In the auto wreck that happens next, I just gotta send a text. I just can't imagine doing anything at all without a phone in my hand. How could anybody try to deal with something so completely absurd? Cause every single second of the day I live in wild anticipation of my ultra cool ringtone. It's 7 random bars of music from my favorite band, always loud and distorted. And how could I go on if I could never post another shot of food that I was just about to consume? For I believe my 7 followers on Instagram would like to see a photo of my every meal. Cause everybody wants to know what's going on with me in my radical life. You seem annoyed that throughout our conversation I've been texting and I've done a little Skyping. It may seem rude of me to text while you talk, but it's okay because I'm listening to you even as I'm typing. And now they're telling me that every time I drive and use my phone, I have to use a hands-free device. I tried a few, but none of them worked. In fact, there wasn't even one that drove the car at all. So as I message in the car, he's driving right off the road. And now a cop is in my face and yelling, buddy, what's the matter with you? I'm driving 50 miles per hour, looking down at my hands, trying to reply to something somebody said. I guess I ran the wrong direction through a one-way intersection, but how was I supposed to know the light was red? I know I ought to pay attention to my driving, but another instant message is arriving. When my iPhone beckons, I just gotta reply. I can't wait 10 seconds, though I'll probably die. In the auto wreck that happens next, I just gotta send a text. I just gotta send a text, that's all, it's not a big deal. Excuse me. I just gotta send a text.
I knew when that one was going to end, and yet I missed it. Hey, well, my good
Were
friend...
you texting at the time?
I was not. I was. I am. People text me during the show, in addition to the chat rooms on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And my friend Shannon says she is listening and texting, or texting and listening.
Texting and listening. That's okay, as long as you're not driving.
That's right. She's not. And but Dan, our friend Dan, said he's watching on YouTube on the Apple TV, but he's using chat on his phone. He said but the connections are really good, which is great. And while I'm sitting here, Jennifer just sent in a tip.
Hey, we love that.
Thank you very much, Jennifer.
We love the tip thing.
And Toby is shouting people out. Let me see. I've got a couple of things. It's Bob is here. He says, as if it isn't hard enough to play drums and sing, Dave is able to make hand gestures while drumming and singing.
Yeah, you have to point out stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
You got to point out the stuff. You got to point it out.
Yeah, and Neil, who's a buddy of mine, he's got a talk show online. He says sweet. And Jennifer says, I always love to hear Dave sing. That's the same Jennifer that just sent a tip in. So thank you. She's been a big supporter of the show, which is always great. Wow. And let's see, what do you have for us? Did I miss anybody? Well, I'm sorry if I miss you. I try to do a shout out to everybody that shows up in the chat rooms. And I really like to do a shout out for the people that tip, because again, we are 100% tip based here. And I put them up in the chat room so the links are easy to find. It's either if you go to the website and do it, it goes through PayPal, and you also end up on our mailing list, which I don't kill you with. I just send out one at the beginning of the week and then one each show day. And then I also, or you can do through Venmo on there as well. So, but Dave, before we get, too much momentum here, can I do my upcoming show commercial real quick?
Please do what you got to do.
Okay, so here's what we got coming up on Live at 0 BPM. Next Tuesday is the Jazz Roundtable, and that is bass night. And Kevin Axt is going to be one of our bass players. Wow. It's him and Ken Wilde are going to come in. They're going to play bass duets, and we're going to talk about the bass and touring and all sorts of great stuff. Both those guys have toured with some really just amazing people. It's a wealth of information. That'll be fun there. So, and then following that, we are not doing Thursday night because Saturday night, me, Larry Steen, and Chris Wabich are doing our trio again, and it is a backyard concert. If you're on our mailing list or you go to the website, there's a link to get tickets. We're limiting the audience because I only have so many chairs. So if you want to come live, and it includes a drink or two or three, I don't know if we're really going to count, but that'll be fun. It'll be an outdoor backyard concert, and we're also going to stream it, and that is from 6 to 8, not just the normal hour. We're going to do a 2-hour show that night. Then the following Thursday, Jeff Miley, Joel Taylor, and a bass player to be announced will be playing.
Well, it'll be Kevin, right?
Well, probably. He's becoming the house bass player here. And the week after that, Herman Matthews is bringing a band in called Chewin' to Fat. And Herman is an amazing drummer here in town, funky as hell. And it is an 8-piece band. Yes, eight guys going in that room there with you guys over there. So it's guitar, bass, drums, keyboards, and 3 horns. So that'll be interesting. How we're going to do that, but it should be a lot of fun, and it'll be high energy. Then I'm still finalizing the 2nd and the 9th and a couple other jazz roundtables, but then on the 16th, we're going to do a little holiday jazz show, and that is going to be a guitar duet of Brad Rabuchin and Jeff Miley, who, if you saw the jazz roundtables, the history of jazz guitar, the second one they came into the studio and played together, and they enjoyed it so much, as did I and everybody else, that we're going to have them come in and do a duet of holiday jazz shows. And then the last live show of the year, I will do the part 3 of the best of 2021. It's the 23rd of December, and I'm not going to ask musicians to come in that close to the holidays. Then we're going to take a week off, and then we will get to January. But, this is I think this is show 86. So we're getting up there. We're getting close to the 100 mark. And but enough of that. Let me get rid of that graphic and get back to the guys. Yeah. Is that enough rest time, Dave?
I think I'm good. I rested my mouth. Okay, I can go. Yeah,
okay. Well, do you want to do another song for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Let's move forward. Now, you've probably, for those of you who don't know my music, you're probably getting an idea that I try to write some humorous things. Mostly it's me complaining about stuff. But, if I'm complaining about stuff that we've all experienced, it's good. But I do like to write romantic tunes and all kinds of different songs, and this is one that's off the Texting and Driving album. And it's just a nice romantic tune about a guy who meets a girl and then doesn't figure it out, but then gets a chance to meet her again. And it's called Henrietta. And Here we go. I wish Frank Sinatra had sung this tune, because I'd be rich. But it's that Nelson Riddle tempo, Yeah. I didn't fall for Henrietta. The first day I met her, making small talk for a while. Somehow her beauty, though plain to see, I was not perceiving. And only just as she was leaving did I notice something in her smile. But then one day I crossed paths again with Henrietta. I tipped my hat and got to see that smile again. And though we barely just said hello before we parted, this time around the fire started. Love hit me there and then. Her soft hello erased the pain of every tear I ever shed, repeating in my brain my new favorite melody. The thought of letting her walk away again, it filled my heart with dread. I spun around towards Henrietta and found her looking back at me. Now every day it's Henrietta, and I'm so glad the second time I got it right. I didn't see it at first glance, but fate gave me a second chance to meet Henrietta and fall in love at first sight. Her soft hello erased the pain of every tear I ever shed, repeating in my brain my new favorite melody. Well, the thought of letting her walk away again, it filled my heart with dread. I spun around towards Henrietta and found her looking back at me. Now every day it's Henrietta, and I'm so glad the second time I got it right. I didn't see it at first glance, but fate gave me a second chance to meet Henrietta. I got to meet Henrietta. Now every day I see Henrietta and fall in love at first sight. Ba-do-ba-ba-ba-do-ga-ga. Oh, oh.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Frank didn't record that song?
If he had, it would be great. But I can tell you now, I'm going to use that as a segue, if I may.
You may.
To tell you that the first song that you heard tonight, Every Other Day I Have the Blues, was just, not only was it recorded by Jack Jones, and it's on his new CD that just came out September 1st, but it's also the title track. The actual album is called Every Other Day I Have the Blues. So go out and buy that, and theoretically, composer trickle down, I ought to get, you know, a few bucks. I can, yeah. But in any case, I'm very excited to have somebody as great as Jack Jones do it, and Tom Scott did the arrangement. Jeff Hamilton and Tamir Hendelman, it's that band playing, it's so cool. And so anyway, check that out.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, we got some more comments here. Wayne says, sounding great, guys. And Wayne has become a new regular of ours. And Don says, love it. And let's see, Thomas just said, great tunes. And Chris Stark says, Dave is a masterful storyteller.
Ooh,
and he also says, this group is blowing my mind. I love Dave's lyrics, great melodies, and just phenomenal playing by all. I stand by my earlier comment. These guys are totally killing it. So Chris is he's a great guitar player. I know him from coming to those rock music camps I work on, but he's a really talented cat. So that means a lot. And it says, yeah, and Tom says, you'll make the money when they play it on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Rochelle loves that song, and Joyce loves Henrietta. She loves that song as well. So I'm trying to think who else I might have missed here. But we got a couple of new tips here. I think Paul sent something in. Thank you very much, Paul.
Yay, Paul.
Oh, and Susan just sent one in. So thank you much. Thank you very much, Paul, Susan, and everybody else. It's never too late, even if you're watching this on an archive. We got one tip 6 months after a gig once. Somebody saw it, went to the tip jar, and left something that was great, and the money goes where it goes. So.
To the leader, right? The leader gets those late ones, right? Is that the deal?
Exactly. It just goes straight to Dave. And Anna, our friend from college, and who we went to college with, Dave, she just sent a tip in. So thank you, Anna. And thank you, everybody. But let's see. That's all the... Let's get back to another song. What do you got for us next?
Well, this is a tune... Well,
we can't say.
As jazz musicians and musicians in general, we travel around quite a bit. We're getting back to it now that the pandemic is opening things up a little bit. But we've always gone, play jazz festivals, you play jazz parties, you play these concerts, different configurations of players around the country. And there's a kind of a relationship that you establish with these players that you don't get to play with all the time, or just people that you work on with this band and that band, and over the years, there's a certain kind of a connection. It's a real cool camaraderie. I don't know, Kevin, do you feel that? Absolutely. Okay, he says he does.
He does.
Kevin and I traveled for 10 years on Chuck Mangione's band, so we spent some time in some rent-a-cars and buses. In any case, that was what I was thinking about when I wrote this tune, and so I hope you like it.
All right.
First chord, please. That's very nice. What a surprise, he and I should cross paths here. Former bandmates on our way to different planes. It's so wild to hear him call my name and to see that same old smile. I'm thinking, when did we last play? I guess it's been a while, though it seems like yesterday. 1, 2, 3. Hey man, what is up? I haven't seen you in forever. We start talking about the good times traveling with a singer back in '91. And how that trip to New York with the big band was so much fun. Oh yeah. We're trading tales of the gigs we used to play together back in town. And we laugh about the time he drove me home when my car broke down. But while we stand here talking, in my mind there's a hurricane. I've got a secret that I'm trying to hide. I can't say what I'm thinking inside. Please tell me your name. I can't remember your name. I've got a beach ball spinning on the desktop in my brain. I'm going insane just trying to remember remember your name. Now I've got to play this awful guessing game till I remember your name. Let's see, Eric, Ari, Albert, Andrew? Oh. While we laugh and reminisce, I keep searching, but the bell never rings. I try to nonchalantly see if his name is somewhere on his things. But when he rattles off the names of my kids, the palpitations begin. I've called him dude 7 times, and now the panic is closing in. I think I'm saved when my wife walks up to say they're boarding our plane. But my troubles never seem to end. She says, introduce me to your friend. I still don't know your name. I just can't think of your name. So I just stammer and squirm while my heartburn feels just like a flame. All the images came to mind, but with no captions under the frame. Try and try, the answer's always the same. I can't remember your name. How can my brain hand me 50 little facts about you, but with your name, it's suddenly stalled? I know the color of your car from 1992. I just can't seem to remember. I can't remember what you were called. Yeah, Quinn Johnson. As we embrace, and I'm thinking that I'm finally gonna be home free. He says to call him on Tuesday, 'cause he's got a bunch of gigs for me. He says his number hasn't changed, but email works just as well. And then he tells me his address, it's just his name at AOL. I've kept up a good front, but now I see it was all in vain. Oh, I'm gonna drop down upon my knees. I got no choice but to say to him, please, please tell me your name. I'm breaking down 'cause I forgot your name. Yes, I did. It's like I'm paper mache and I'm caught standing out in the rain. I'm ready to claim my spot in the Moron Hall of Fame. What a nightmare this day became when I forgot your name. Try and try, the answer's always the same. I can't remember your name. You know that my pride I can never reclaim, so please just tell me your name. You know that I try and I try, but I just can't remember your name. Tom Marino. That's it. I feel so stupid. Oh, I know Kevin Axe really wanted.
Oh, and
He
Dan
wanted it.
Dan guessed that it was going to be my name, and you went with Tom Marino's.
You know, it's a tough one because sometimes you have multiple possibilities, and
Yeah.
you can't say, you can't go like Quinn Johnson, Ken Axe, and you do that.
Yeah. No,
But
I
then
get it.
sometimes you're playing someplace and there's like nobody, and then you're thinking, what am I going to do? Just say, Bob Hope or something.
That's funny. Hillary, our good friend from Boston, hi Hillary. She says, "Ooh, this hits too close to home." And Joyce says it's embarrassing when you can't remember someone's name, especially when they remember yours. That happens to me all the time. And I just gave up. I just asked people, hey, I'm spacing. I tell them I go home at Christmas and call my mom, hey, you. I can't remember any names. And Chris Stark says, every one of these tunes is a relatable journey.
Good to hear.
And Nick Gomez, who is a incredible young sax player who's been on the show a couple of times, he sent a tip in. Thank you, Nick. And he also says, I'm enjoying these tunes too much. So Nick is a young tenor player that's played here a couple of times and just truly fantastic from the younger generation. He's gonna do great things. So it's exciting that he's watching. We have a lot of of musicians watching because you cats are the kind of cats musicians check out. So
Well, and all of us used to be in the younger generation, so
that's right.
We all remember being the youngest guy in the band, and people were like, "Hey, who's this kid?"
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and one thing, Christy from DC area just put a little keyboard emoji and then the wow emoji. So
This is good.
all right, yeah. So Quinn played here with his own trio, and he also played here with the Dave Dirge trio. So I guess when the drummers bring a trio in, they call Kevin and Quinn.
That's your niche.
But and let's see. Okay. So again, about the tips, no amount is too small. If you're digging this, you want to throw a couple of bucks in. Every little bit matters. It adds up. It helps pay the guys. It helps keep the lights on here. So whatever you can do is always appreciated. I've put that up in the chat room several times, and I'll probably do that again. But we're getting kind of close. Dave, you got a couple, 2 or 3 more songs for us?
A couple, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna do one of my newest tunes, and I do it at the risk of great personal injury because it's only until about the 10th performance that I feel confident that I can remember all the words. And it's important, though, that I preface this tune by telling you that it was written before the pandemic. And the reason why I want to tell you that is because it was written in 2019. And the song is about that annoying person that you meet at a party who stands this close to you while they're talking and you're kind of backing up. So that's what it's about. And it's supposed to be something we can laugh at. I held it without performing it at all or even telling anybody about it through the whole pandemic because I thought, everybody's going to think I'm singing about social distancing. But this is much more whiny. But it's not about personal safety, okay? So don't take this tune the wrong way. Anyway, this is one of my newest tunes, and it's called Personal Space. And we're just going to throw this down.
All right.
I'm using my hands. Also at the risk of great personal injury. Yeah. All right, here we go. You always smile as you're approaching, but then you quickly start encroaching. Your close proximity makes anonymity just evaporate. It's hard for me to act complacent with you so overly adjacent. And once you're blocking me and start close talking me, I'm gonna suffocate. You keep on reaching out to poke my arm, while always inching closer still. I've backed up to the wall with growing alarm that you're a snake moving in for the kill. Give me some personal space. You got to change your locus. We're all here listening to ya, so you don't need to poke us. You block my field of vision, but way too close to focus. And if I could, I'd only see your face. Give me some personal space. I'm not one who usually flinches, but I need more than 2 inches from you. The diner booth we're talking biz in has turned into a kind of prison. You throw an elbow jab, then reach across and grab some food off my plate. Hey, hey, hey. When you lean in, I nearly faint with cologne you could be thinning paint with. It's on your every breath, and I'm just scared to death your coughing won't abate. Your chat with your girlfriend is disturbing and lewd on your cell phone speaker next to my seat. Your howling laughter, unbelievably rude, makes me wanna bolt out into the street. Give me some personal space. I'm hyperventilating. You spilled your wine upon me with wild gesticulating. You're like some weird balloon that never stops inflating. You slap my back and now an awkward embrace of personal space. Oh, 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 oh. Tell me about it, Quinn. talking while you're chewing. You clearly haven't showered, and now my mind is brewing. give me some personal space. Oh, I need some personal space from you, my friend. So back off. Yeah. That's a kind of an angry song.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Well, it's funny. Let's see. We had some great comments. Rochelle loves the lyrics. And Dan said, the great new tune, and Dave is an up-close kind of guy with the big laughing face. And also, Anna says, the line, you're like some weird balloon that keeps inflating is hilarious. I can't stop laughing, she says. And Joyce says, yes, great lyrics in the field of Dave Frischberg and Bob Dorough. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know him, but I'll have to look him up. And I posted I posted the link to Apple Music, the Dave's albums on that. You can find them there. And and Wayne says he just ordered some 0 BPM gear. Like I have these. I don't have the commercial primed up, but I have these T-shirts and I've got hats also. Wow. Somewhere I've got hats. So if you want them, support live music. They say live at 0 BPM, and the little hashtag at the bottom says support live music. So the next batch I'm going to do, they're going to say support live music in the large font, and then the live at 0 BPM logo small. But since we've been talking, Joyce has sent in a tip. Thank you, Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce.
So thank you, Joyce, and thank you, Wayne, for buying some gear. So I will send that out. I will try to get it out tomorrow if I can. So let's see. I got all the comments in there. Rochelle, yes, I did. I got them all in there. So we got time for like a tune or so. You got a tune?
Let's do number 2. We'll do I Just Want to Get Paid.
Okay. And was this the name of your first album?
This was the title track of my first record. Yeah.
Well, I do have a funny story about this track because Emil Richards was sending this out via email. This is before, chat, Facebook or any of that sort of stuff. And I got this song and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, this is great. I'm going, man, but that singer sounds familiar. And so I went to a search engine and I typed in the name of the song and it's like Dave Tull. I go, Dave's got an album? So I went to Apple and I bought the album immediately, and I love that. That first album is great. The second album is fantastic also. So I encourage you to go and check those out. So, well, why don't you guys take it away here then?
Yeah, and before I come up, I'll just mention, because I know people are from all over the place, but I'm going to be in Portland in a week and a half doing some gigs with Rebecca Kilgore. She and I do kind of duet stuff. We do some of her tunes and some of my tunes. So if you happen to be in the Portland area or you know people who are going to be up there, we're going to be at the 1905 in Portland on, I think, the 10th or the 9th of November. And I'll be in Ashland, Oregon with Randy Porter and Tom Wakeling for the Siskiyou Music Project on the 7th, which is the Sunday. And I know probably none of you are in Ashland, but maybe you know somebody who is. Or there, see? Kevin's sister is going to come down from Grants Pass. So
nice.
And we're also going to be doing a concert January 16th for the Santa Barbara Jazz Society. I just put that on the books. So that'll be a Sunday afternoon concert in Santa Barbara at Soho. So for those of you who are up that way, put it on your books. That way you just know ahead of time.
Cool.
So,
okay.
We're going to do the title track. And because I want to be careful with time, I'm not going to tell the long story. But let's just say that I got to the end of a gig and I was waiting for the money.
That's enough of a story.
It's a short story. Well, I'm a sideman musician. I've worked with every kind of band. But after all these years, there's still some things that I can never understand. Like, why do people bother clapping when they've been talking all night long? Why do they have to ask their questions in the middle of a song? But of all these things, the one I truly dread is when band leaders make me haggle just to get my bread. Oh, man. A 1, 2, 3. I just want to get paid. You can't forget about the deal that we made. I get my money when the gig is complete. But now it's time to write checks, and you're dragging your feet. It's late, and I'm starting to fade, and I just want to get paid. I just want to get paid. I took the gig despite how badly you play. Then you made it your business to keep turning around to give me gems of advice how to work on my sound. I almost walked, but I stayed because I just wanna get paid. Well, I packed my things at the end of the bash, and I've been waiting to hit the street. But when I tracked you down to get my cash, you said, just put your address on this sheet. Oh, no, I just wanna get paid. Your little story just don't make the grade. Your checkbook's at home, and there's no cash here. But you've got plenty of dough to pay for all of that beer you've been sucking down like lemonade. And I just wanna get paid. Yes, I do. Well, I packed my things at the end of the bash, and I've been waiting to hit the street. But when I tracked you down to get my cash, you said, just put your address on this sheet. No, I just wanna get paid. Your little story just don't make the grade. Your checkbook's at home, and there's no cash here. But you've got plenty of dough to pay for all of that beer you've been sucking down like lemonade. I just wanna get paid. Well, the gig was so long and the breaks were all short, but now we played the last song, so the ball's in your court. I'm standing here jingling the keys to my car while you rap with some chick at the end of the bar. The club owner hands a stack of 20s to you, but now you need a whole week for his check to go through. And what about that tip we made? I just wanna get paid. You know I love to play my music, even if it has to be with you. I'll give you everything I've got each night, and my demands are very few. Oh, that was nice. Just don't treat your side musicians like some possession that you own. Say the same thing when we're working that you told me on the phone. But still sometimes before the gig I've prayed, and I've said, Lord, please just let me get paid. Kevin Axt at the bass.
Yeah.
Kevin Axt.
Quinn
Quinn Johnson.
So many people online can totally relate to that song.
Oh, yeah. It's not just musicians, but mostly just musicians.
But let's see. And the comments are flying by. I'm trying to grab some of these things. Well, Joyce tipped. I don't know if I mentioned her last time. And we just got a tip from Steve, our good pal Steve Durgan, who's already got first one to buy tickets to the Saturday night show next week. So thank you, Steve. Dan says, awesome show. Joyce says, thank you all. Dan says, thanks, Billy. See you next time. I think we signed up for your shows on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, if you just follow us. We're a very small grassroots, and we need spread the word. Just tell people about the show. I put a lot of production as much as I can into this, and we always have killer bands. We got some new people that are walking. And Wayne, had a great line. If I can find it, he says, "This has been a simply smashing Thursday. Amazing tunes, guys." He also says he loves that tune. Tom Marino says, "Thanks, guys. Great as usual." Chris says, "That was awesome." But you know what? Okay, the encore claps. we got to have an encore. And so Andre and everybody's commenting, but let's do one more tune. You got another one for us?
We can do one more.
All right.
And I'll urge all of you, if you don't, we only got to a few of the tunes that are on the 2 CDs. Oh, and I wanted to mention, by the way, I'm remiss that Kevin Axe did the artwork on both of my CDs. So there's another reason to buy the hard copy CD, because you can check out the artwork that Kevin spent a lot. I sent him all this stuff, and he somehow managed to make it work, even though it was like impossible, including photographs of traffic coming racing at you and all kinds of other things.
Well, here's some hand claps for Kevin.
There we go. That's good.
And also, and Quinn, you mentioned. Let's do some for him. And thank you, Quinn.
Yeah,
and
Quinn didn't do the artwork on any of the records.
No, but and then Dave Tull, of course. But Dave and I, we went to college together for, I don't know, 6 years or whatever it was. And then we also toured together with Maynard Ferguson for a couple of years, and it was fun. And we were going to tell you about this game we used to play, the Hey Dave game, but we'll save that for the next time when you guys come back.
That's right. It'll be a thing you have to tune in to find out about.
Yeah, and also if you want to get on the mailing list, if you tipped on via PayPal and filled out the form, you're on the mailing list. But in the next mail that goes out on Monday, I will put the links to Dave on Spotify and Apple so you can find him. And yeah, just a couple more comments. Jennifer's clapping. Andre says, "Great set, guys." Steve says, "Fantastic. Thank you so much." Karen is here. Karen, hi, Karen. Love this. Of course, I'm one of Kevin's greatest fans. I'm his sis. So Kevin did say he had some family.
Pass. So come down and see us in Ashland. Although Kevin's not playing bass on that gig. But,
well then.
But come down anyway.
But this has been an awesome show, and I will put the tip jar link up one more time, and that's the last time I'll put it up. But why don't you guys take it away and play your encore here?
All right, this is a tune. I have to put a little preface ahead of it.
Okay.
That everybody has, at some point you leave your house to go someplace, and there's that first stoplight you come to in your neighborhood or whatever. It's the first major street. And I've lived in the same house for 27 years. For me, it's at the corner of, it's at a corner in South Pasadena. And I've sat there like thousands of times. And one day I was sitting there, and it just crossed my mind, like, how many times have I sat at this light? How many hours of my life have I spent sitting here for a minute each time? And then I thought, what would the stoplight have to say about this? It's been watching me all these years, you know. And so then there's where a song comes from. So anyway, this is called The Stoplight at the End of the Street. And it's written from the point of view of the stoplight. And it turns out the stoplight has some opinions about it. So here we go. Right in there. Oh, 1, 2. I've seen you laughing. I've seen you crying. Talking to your windshield. Makeup applying. Sipping coffee, eating breakfast, or tapping out your latest tweet. I see you every time you drive. I'm the stoplight at the end of the street. Oh, yeah. I don't change quickly, but you implore me. But you know better than to ignore me. I've watched 1,000 fender benders go down right here at my feet. So spend a minute of your day with the stoplight at the end of the street. Oh, yeah. One night you sat there going crazy for that old green light, then took off just like a horse in its prime. You came back 2 days later with a beautiful sight. There's your brand new baby girl riding home for the very first time. For the very first time. You drove to vacations. You drove to your wedding. You drove kids to kinder and graduations. Any day you can remember, though the memory may be sour or sweet. that day you spent some time right here with the stoplight at the end of the street. Oh, the stoplight. Hey, Kevin, you want to take a solo, man? Grumbling at your phone, watching Google Maps. Add a minute to your time to arrive. If you just lift your eyes, you might discover perhaps that it's such a lovely day and it's great to be alive. Oh, it's great to be alive. So while you're waiting, instead of whining, why don't you notice that silver lining? Who else could make you pause a moment from careening at your furious pace? To take a minute of your running and you're going to fit in your face. Just take a minute off from running like a mouse in a maze of concrete. Just 60 seconds twice a day with the stoplight at the end of the street. Oh, the stoplight at the end of the street. That's it.
Great. Great, Dave. Thanks so much for everything. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Dave. We got to have you back.
Please.
We already want you back. And people are loving this. Dan says love to Dave, Quinn, and Kevin. Dan says tight, and people are just loving it. So thank you, Dave. Thanks, guys. This was really super fun. And I think we're going to say goodnight now. Let me play my outro video. And oh, wait, I forgot. We have a couple of late tips. Devin, who I think you might know, Kevin. Devin sent the tip in, and so did Brian, and Hillary just sent a tip in. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you so much.
And again, if you're watching this on an archive, just click that button, go to the thing, and we'll just get paid.
Guys, I think you can get home with the gasoline thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play my outro, and thanks again to the guys, and we will see you all Tuesday night for Jazz Roundtable with Kevin Axt and Ken Wild. So, and then next Saturday is the Hulting-Wabbit-Steen Trio. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us at Live at 0 BPM. These videos will be archived on YouTube and Facebook, so tell your friends. Coming up, 2 shows. On Tuesday, November 2nd, it's the Jazz Roundtable Bass Night featuring Ken Wild and Kevin Axt. On Saturday, November 6th, it's a special Saturday concert with Hulting-Wabbit-Steen featuring Billy Hulting Larry Steen, and Chris Wabbage. Show times, 7 p.m. on the 2nd and 6 p.m. on the 6th. And as always, it's free, though donations are greatly appreciated. Go to live@0bpm.com for details and to sign up for our mailing list. Also, find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. These Jazz Roundtable shows will also be released as a podcast, so please subscribe. See you soon.